Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. How are you today? I told you I was going to do it. I did it. So I've got the Essence Hydrogel under eye patches on in the cute Gen Z style packaging. I think these will sell out. They are quite moisturizing, hydrating. The ingredients are, pretty standard. And are they Korean? I don't know. Most of these sorts of products, no, they're made in China. Okay, well, they come from Asia. So most of these products come from Asia, these sorts of things. I have put the Catrice under eye brightener under the eyes, directly under the eyes, and as my lid primer today, which could be an alternative function for it if you have discoloration like I do. Now, my pot feels really emollient. I suspect there might be some mica in this pot. So I'm putting another layer on. You can see it is quite brightening. I've had extremely dry, flaky lids for the entirety of spring at this point, and it's meaning that my eye area prep needs to be quite a lot more considered. And I'm using Vaseline, I'm using Centella Asiatica, I'm using the Cicapair a lot to try and counteract the allergic reaction that's showing in my skin. Now, this is called Instant Awake, and the shade I have is light pink, I think it says. Let me see. Light rose, number 10 light rose. So I've only used it twice. And so far, I like the texture of it and I like the effect. Let's see if I can, with the powder of the eyeshadow, whether that will sit well over it. Because I'm going to use eyeshadow under here anyway. Okay, so I've got all these other Essence and Catrice products to use today. And yes, it's cold again. So we've gone from 35 degrees Celsius to about 15 degrees Celsius. And the theme of today is purple, hence why I'm wearing this cardigan, oversized cardigan. All right, let's go. Patches are off. Skin is still slightly damp there, so I'll let that dry down. I'll put this primer slash flash balm, All About Blur, erases fine lines and pores, from Essence. This is the third time I've used this, the first time on camera. It's very much got that silicone feel about it, which we'll see how the foundation sits over the top. I don't mind silicone primers. Sometimes they're nice to use. Now, this does have a fruity fragrance about it, sort of like tutti fruity smell. Not strong though. But sometimes the silicone-y type primer is nice to use, and sometimes you can just wear them as a moisturizer, which is what it suggests on this tube to do. Are they sufficiently dry? Not quite yet. I'll wait a minute. I'll put some on my nose in the meantime. To provide a blurring effect, even if you're not intending to wear any makeup. And they do make the pores appear, this sort of thing makes the pores appear smaller. Now, I don't really worry about that. Pores are amazing. Without them, we die. And people go, oh, my pore size is large, whatever. You've hardly ever heard me comment on that here, because I really love skin the way it looks like naturally. And I see makeup as a way of enhancing what is already your most incredible natural features. I don't see it as a way of taking things away from you. Like, it's not really meant to correct. That's what I think. There's a disconnect, and this is possibly, social media is involved here. That makeup it's not permanent. You just wash it off at the end of the day. For me, that's part of its appeal, that it doesn't change your face. You are still living in your own, your own perfectly constructed facial environment. Okay, take that whichever way you like. Right, now let's get into the eyeshadow. Now, the under eye brightener and the blurring balm and the hydrogel I did purchase myself, just saying. But this eyeshadow palette here, which is a sample, right? This is not the commercial packaging, is called Don't Stop Believin' in, I don't know, something, ... So let me get it open. That's what it looks like with the lid off. Really lovely, huh? Okay, let's go. I'm just going to grab a clean brush here and go all over the lid with this lightest shade, particularly focusing on the inner corner there. Now, having used Essence eyeshadows numerous times at this point, I understand the formula to be user-friendly. These are not hyper-pigmented shadows. The color stories are the ones that I see in Target, etc. are, everyday. An everyday makeup wearer can find something that they like, that will suit them for everyday purposes. They do have some fun palettes. There's sort of a green one that was on YouTube a lot when it first came out. But mostly they're sort of neutral everydays, and this is a sort of a more fun take on a neutral palette with some purple mauve tones there. Right, I am going to go in with this color now because yes, we have a decent match there. Let me just grab another clean brush. There are a lot of brushes here that need washing. It's so unlike me to leave my brushes dirty for any length of time. No, that brush was too dense for this brand new shadow. There we are. I've broken through the top now. You can see the puff coming off it. Okay, that's actually darker, going on darker than I thought it was going to. So I will use that as a crease shade. Meet up with that first shade. It's pretty much the color of my lids, to be honest. So what I've just taken away, I'm now putting back on. Sounds kind of crazy, huh? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We are going to have to use the shimmers naturally, and we're going to have to use the deepening shade for the outer V, and I will blend that back in with the purple or the mauve. That's got some, I have to say, their browns have a decent amount of punch because they are meant to be the accent. There's a reason why eyeshadow is called that. It's meant to create the illusion of shadow, particular parts of the face, and in this case the eyes. These do blend out a lot. In the other palette it was the same, and the face palette. So the formula feels the same to me, is performing the same. And why do we put the darker shadow out here? Because it gives that effect of lift. So if you have a slightly downturned eye, and mine is becoming more so as I get older, and you want one that opens the eye, lifts the eye, takes the eye, the viewer's eye sort of up and out instead of down, then this is how you do it. And applying the darker shadow on the outer third to the sort of halfway point of the under eye is also a good trick as well. Now I ramp it up a bit by pressing it into the lash line there so that the gaps go away between the lash line, the shadow, and the waterline, just on that outer V there. Can you see how that changed the appearance of my eye, like straight away? You do have to be careful with your blending, and I will probably go back in at the end and add a bit more of that. Right, I'm going to use my finger first of all to try this purple. Let's see how it swatches. Oh yeah, that's cool as. I was hoping it would have a bit of pigment, and it does. Shimmer, light on the shimmer. Let me break through the top a little more with my middle finger. Right, now we're starting to get into the shimmer particles a bit more. This is completely brand new, right? See what it's done to the colour of my eye as well, my iris. Purple suits every eye colour, every skin tone. It's just the matter of which type of purple. Whether it's a pink purple, whether it's a cool tone purple, whether it's a lavender. That's really what you need to work out. So it'll tell you, your eyes will tell you if you've got it right. Now me, because I'm generally neutral, leaning warm, I can wear almost every purple. The only ones that don't look great are the ones that are really blue. And that's just because I have blue eyes, and I think that too much blue, apart from navy, it looks kind of dated on me. But blue eyeshadow, I love it. I love how it looks on other people, just not on myself. Most people don't want to go for it though. And I think that's because they can remember the 1970s like I can. Okay, back in with that brown and that detail brush, which needs a wash. And I'm just going over that edge again to meet up with the shimmer so that they merge. Buff, 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 buff. I've done eye looks like this before, I know. Okay, let's go in with the shimmer here. This sort of slightly rose gold. It's pretty sheer. We'll put that here and here. You see me applying shimmer shadows a lot with my finger. I feel that I can control the application a bit more, especially when I'm not sure about the formula yet. It's really easy to do as well. Just make sure your hands are clean and yeah, you don't stab yourself in the eye, but then you might do that with a brush too, so. All right, I'm going to put some of that up through, no, I'm not, I'm going to use that highlighter to do that. Now, cohesive, absolutely, easy, very, right? A good user-friendly palette. I didn't use the browner shimmer. Let me just swatch it for you though, but I did use all the other shades. That's what it looks like. It's a cooler tone, isn't it? I could use that. I know where I'll use it. I'll use it as a liner on the lower lash line. That'll look fun. Right, so let me get some on a brush. And just have it meet up with that inner corner highlight. Yeah, that's good. That's the place to use it, I think. It's taken it up to a little bit more of a glam look now. We need to blend a bit more there. A little bit of patchiness there. Now remember, I didn't actually technically use an eye primer today, did I? So that might be having an impact on the longevity, the way that it's sitting down on my lids. Who knows, hey? Right, let's put some mascara on. Brand newie, the Lash Without Limits in brown, Extreme Lengthening and Volume Mascara. This one I did purchase. This is Essence. Essence makes some of the greatest. Okay, we've got a bendy wand. So it's a silicone wand. Good brown, see? Mid-tone. They make some of the best mascaras going around. And I'm not just saying budget mascaras. I mean in the mascara universe, which is quite vast at this point. And I have tried many years of mascaras. Not just for the channel, but for my own use, because it is probably the thing I would grab. Or if all my makeup disappeared, sadly, overnight, then the thing I would need to buy first, after SPF of course, but then that's not makeup, would be a mascara. The next thing would be a lip gloss. That might surprise you. You would say, oh, you'd rush out and buy a eyeshadow palette. You might have noticed that my eyeshadow palette purchasing has significantly slowed down compared to what it used to be. And I've become a lot more picky. Also, I don't think there's been as many eyeshadow releases in the last 18 months as there has been blushes, lip products. There seems to be a new mascara every week. Maybelline's put out several. skin tints. Every brand now has a skin tint, which is the same thing as a tinted moisturizer. At this point, I can safely say that to you. I have tried numerous of them, and I'm thinking the Bare Minerals tinted moisturizer, the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, the MAC tinted moisturizer, it's exactly the same stuff, just they're calling it a skin tint to tap into a makeup market as well as a skincare market, I guess. Okay, good colour, everyday sort of a colour. Perhaps there's a little bit of a white base in there because my lashes are essentially white, right? They have virtually no colour at all. That's why I love mascara so much. I did my brows off camera. I also went in with on the waterline, I tight lined with my favourite purple eyeliner, which is the Amethyst from Maybelline, which you've seen me use multiple times. It remains a favourite. I will always have one of those. Right, foundation. Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation, long lasting, in 30 Neutral Sand. Is that what it says? I hope so. Okay, let's pop some on the palette. Right, 2 pumps. You would have heard that, I guess. Let me show you the consistency of it. It's gel-like, sort of runny, but not super runny. Excuse me. Going in with an amazing brush. I did buy this at the start of winter, so maybe I now need a deeper shade, or maybe I can mix it with the bronzer. No issue with it going over the primer that I chose. You can see it's quite high coverage. It does look quite yellow at the moment, but I can tell you it will settle down. I was a bit scared when I put it on first because I thought, oh, it's got a white base, but it's still really yellow. What's happening? But it does settle down as long as I press it into the skin with my giant Beauty Blenders type brush from Refa. One of the best brushes I've ever bought. Okay, so that was 2 pumps, right? You may feel that that's a bit cakey and heavy. So 1 pump might be all you need. Let's just see how it goes over time. I'm going to go in with the concealer, which they gifted to me. Let me find it. Now, seeing that my foundation's quite warm, I'm going to use the shade that they gifted to me, one of their multitasker concealers in Cool Porcelain. I'm not feeling that that's particularly cool tone. Right, interesting. It's also a lot more lightweight. Wow, English, challenging to an English teacher. Actually, that looks kind of good. All right. Going well, going well. I'm going to spritz my face, and I'm going to spritz my face with the Hello Good Stuff again. I love this 48-hour hydro fixing spray from Essence. You can see how much I've already used. Oh, I love setting sprays. I love fixing sprays. You already know this. I'm going to go and do some off-camera eye powder, under eye powder. Okay, under eye powder on. The Essence Baby Got Bronzer in, once again, I've forgotten the name. It's Sun-Kissed Sweetie. Okay. Do really like this product. Don't like the component. They just get too messy. That's my reason. Like, look at that. It's all messy around the applicator. And sometimes it comes out really fast and then sort of hardly at all. Like that. Right, close that up so it doesn't dry out. And let's buff it in. Where's my brush that I've been doing that with? There you are. Now with a contour on, if you've got like jowls or a square face, squared off jaw, or prominent chin, because I have all those things. You don't want to move your product away from where you put it too much, but don't bring it down here. You want the shadow to be created there and there, because this is, you want the light to fall here, right? So I take it up to the ear and put it even on my ear to make it blend the colour, first of all. Right, and along the jawline like that. So it's just to make sure that you're blending. Come in with the foundation brush a little bit too, because that's where I get really red, just there. You have to check your blending, and it's a good idea to check your blending. Go away from your makeup mirror and have a look you know, get a handheld mirror if you need to and go and stand in some natural light and see that your blending is correct. You know, there's no harsh lines. And up here, because I have a very high forehead, I'm drawing it up towards the hairline. And yes, makeup will get in your hair. It will. But that's what shampoo's for, or dry shampoo, or even, you know, the cleanser that you use on your face. You can get it off at the end of the day. It will not tint your hair. I mean, I have light hair and I never feel like the makeup is stuck to my hair after I've cleansed my face at the end of the day. Okay, that's nice. I think my nose looks really quite well contoured today, which, you know, I'm not much of a contourer. I'm not really into it. I need to get some of that under eye powder off because I'm looking a bit ghosty. Just sort of blend things together a little bit more. Okay, let's go in with some face powder, which I'll do off camera. Now, before I do the final cheek and lip products, I'm going to put on this Essence Bloomin' matte eyeliner, and the shade, it's really hard to read, Bloomin' in the dark, because it's pink on dark purple. Wow, that does not make it easy even on people who've got terrific vision. Now, I have used this a few times. It is a traditional brush tip liner. Okay, there's that. If you are a novice, then Essence would be a good brand to start with because it's reasonably priced. I have found that this does not have great longevity. I wore it on a day where it was fairly hot. I do say that. And it did start to crumble. Now the colour is perfection. All right, let's see how it dries today. Doesn't take long. Okay, both eyes are done. There is a tiny bit of a gap between the lash line and the eyeliner. But remember, when you're doing an eyeliner, a graphic liner like that, you really need to look at how it looks when your eyes are open. So you need to stop and check, okay? Is this my favorite? Absolutely not. Why did I buy it? Because of the color. It's stunning, rich purple. I mean, what's not to love about that? The formula. I'm already starting to feel that this is drying out so hard. Going in with the Essence 8 Hour Matte in this amazing shade. Wow, what a combo with my eye look. Cool Mauve 06. This was gifted to me. It's a tester, it says so. Here we go. Now the other colour that I used in the last video was fiery red. So if you liked that one, that was an orangey red, okay? What's happening to my nose there? Right, one coat, drying down well, perfect with the eyes, perfect with the eye makeup. When they chose these products to send to me, they knew what they were choosing, that's for sure. And I think they must have known what would suit me. That's dried down that lip. Now, whether it's because I prepped my lips better today, it's dried down better than it did the other day. That colour is so good. It reminds me of a MAC lipstick that I've got, that I've had for, I don't know, too long. Too long, let's put it that way. Love that. Love the colour. Now for the bit I've been really excited to do. The Bloom Light Blush Lighter in, what's the shade? Made of Stardust. Okay, let me move the acrylic lid for you so you can see the shift. And look at the embossing. Isn't that just so gorgeous? Right, let's get a brush. First time I've been hanging out to use this stuff. Is it picking up? Yes. Here we go. Let's take away some of this matte face. Oh, wow. Perhaps I shouldn't have brought it so far down here. So on this side, I will just place it on the cheekbone, close to the edge of the eye socket and up there. And I'll put another blush down low. That is so, so stunning. Wow, I love it. It's very much a me thing. I think you already realised that. Okay, so back in with that Essence Bloom palette. Wow. Okay, let's get a bit of that blush. And a little bit of the bronzer. and a bit of a big fluffy brush with no extra product on it, just to buff. Make sure things are sitting nicely. Okay, evenly blended. A little bit of separation here on my nose with the foundation and the other products that I've put there, maybe because of the powder that I used. It's not on this side, just on this side. Okay, I've tapped it back in place now. Right, that means I need to use some spray at this point. Right, I'm going to go in with a layer of this one to meld everything together. So here it is, the finished look. A little bit broody moody today, isn't it? That lip, I really like it. Now, I'm not a great fan of liquid lipsticks. I've told you this before, but this color with this eye, there's really no denying that it's really good combo. The foundation, as you can see, has settled down color wise. The Bloom Lighter is possibly one of my new favorite things. I didn't use an Essence powder or a Catrice powder. I don't have one. I used to have an Essence matte under eye powder, but it was too dry for me. So that got decluttered. They still sell that one, but it's not for my skin type. Now, the texture is sort of showing a bit. There's a bit of separation there. I've put a lot of different products on. And maybe I need to fix it a bit more. Of course, fix and last. Keep it perfect makeup fixing spray with hyaluronic acid, free from alcohol. This is why I bought this one. I did buy this one. Yes. Unfragranced, awesome. The mister took a little bit of getting going, but once it did, good. Okay, I hope you like this eye look. This lip, you can see what I was telling you about the crumbly, starting to crumble there. That's not just my skin, that's the eyeliner. But overall, great products. I mean, if you want full coverage and you want your makeup, your foundation to last all day, this is amazing. Maybe just use one pump, don't use two, okay? Because it is quite full coverage. The first go with the mascara, I'm thinking I've got to give it a bit more time, right? Because the first time you use it, you don't really know. The wand is fine. There's nothing amazing about it. The color, I could have it a wee bit darker, like a more black brown. There seems to be a hint of white, a white base in there, which when you've already got white lashes is perhaps not what I was wanting it to be. The under eye brightener as an eyelid primer seemed to work, and I think it did brighten under eye, and I don't feel that it's dry or chunky or as caked or anything like that, so that is a win. The concealer in the different shade, the Cool Porcelain, to sort of counteract the yellow of in the foundation, seemed to work just fine, but perhaps a full coverage concealer might have been better with a full coverage foundation. The eyeshadow palette, very user-friendly, beautiful colour story. Don't stop believing in. I don't know what comes after that. It's just got ... on the sample packaging, but stunning. And you know, you could potentially use that. I mean, it'd be a little hard to get a brush in there, but you could potentially use that as a blush. You could potentially use that as a bronzer, certainly a contour powder. But being so small, but maybe in the commercial packaging, it's different. It might be different. And these pans, of course, they can be moved around. But the color story, perfect. So far, I'm really loving this face palette. Look, I've been using it all week. It's already been ravaged because I have dug into this so much already. And I mean, these are only small pans because they're samples, but you can see I've made some use of this little face palette, which is called Bloom Baby Bloom. This I'm loving. I've always sort of wanted to get the Natasha Denona palette that looks remarkably similar to this face palette, and I missed out. They had like a lighter and a deeper, and I missed out on getting those. So I'm actually really happy with my Essence freebie from Good Clean Beauty Co. Thank you, ever so grateful. So most of these things I did purchase myself, but some like this were gifted, and the concealer as well. But the rest, oh, and the lip. The rest was stuff that I purchased either previously or in that same order. So when I did an order, they sent me all of this sample stuff to try, which was amazing. And I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.